What's good, everybody?
What up, though?
We are back again with another episode of the No Hedging Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where we are a podcast where we like to pick out great football bets and talk a lot of cash shit in the process.
That's it.
I'm one of your amazing hosts, and I go by the name of Rip16 the GOAT. And this guy right here is my co-host,
Ty the Jet, man. If you don't know, now you know.
All right, man. As you can see, we bundled up in here. He got his beanie on. I got my hoodie on. It's hoodie season. It's getting cold out here.
Y'all see what we're repping today.
And hopefully the picks we have are even colder.
Let's get it.
Last week, how did you do?
What we looking like last week? What did I do?
Oh, let me tell you how you did.
Yeah,
last week,
10-5.
10-5.
10-5, baby. Another good week.
10-5.
Yep.
For me, not so much. It was 6-9. 6-9.
Terrible. Tragic.
Ugly.
I hope you guys are following my picks, man. I'm making some pretty good picks pretty consistently, man. If you know what's good for you, if you know what's best for you.
Yeah, I hear all that.
Follow my picks now.
This week, I got my hoodie on. I'm going to keep it on because I mean business.
What does that put us at for total for the season?
For the total, you have 141-67.
Ooh.
And I am at 121-87 for the season.
Wow.
So
that's really good.
14 weeks in, both positive records. You have 141, which is very good, very good.
Very, very good.
I know how to pick them. See.
I know how to pick them, bro. I know how to pick
Sometimes.
Well, we about to find out.
Yeah.
Right now.
This is a week of upsets.
You know we about to get into
the rundown.
Let's get it. What we got? First one on the slate.
First game on the slate, we have such a good game. For good old TNF, we have my Los Angeles Chargers versus the Las Vegas Raiders.
The
Raiders are a 3-point favorite in this game, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Raiders at home, right?
Raiders at home.
Mm-hmm.
The Raiders are the home favorite in this game, and they're favored by 3 points. I don't have to dig too much deep into this one. Yeah, it's my team, but I see what's going on here. No Herbert, no Dub.
Period.
Fractured his finger on the throwing hand.
Done for the season.
Done for the season. I don't know why. Again, Staley out here Staleying talking about we're going to see how he does. He's having surgery, sir. He's not coming back in these few games. Cut it out.
He's done.
And fantasy, quit playing with me. Stop having him listed as doubtful. He's out.
Done.
Out full.
Done.
He's out full.
Done.
Leave off the D. He's out full.
Done.
The season.
Done.
So just go ahead so I can slide him on IR and clear up some room. I got a fantasy matchup to win.
Yeah, in this matchup, I'm taking the Las Vegas Raiders, even though they played a disgusting game against the Minnesota Vikings. Didn't score a point, lost 3-0.
They didn't score a point, but they only lost by 3.
I don't know how you do that
crazy.
in the
Spooky.
NFL, the National Football League.
It's spooky this time of year.
It's pretty simple to me, bro. No Justin Herbert.
I thought Halloween.
I don't even know who the backup quarterback is for the Los Angeles
Easton
Chargers.
Stick.
Never heard of him. All I know is that Vegas Raiders team is going to come after him. Max Crosby is going to go get him.
Stick?
Yeah, it's a wrap.
The Chargers might win just because.
Nah, give me the Raiders, man. Give me the Raiders. But -3. I'm taking the Raiders. And that's all that needs to be said about
Max
this trash
Crosby
game.
is going to be there. Max Crosby going to be there. TNF, give us a good show so we have something else to watch.
Yep.
Next game on the slate, we have the Minnesota Vikings.
Skull
versus who they? The Cincinnati Bengals. All right?
Mm-hmm.
The Cincinnati Bengals are a 3.5-point favorite in this game. What say you about that?
Yeah, so Jake Browning playing very well. Offense playing very well.
Hey.
There's another guy on there, Chase Brown, running back, playing very well. Had a nice game.
Has Browning played better than Burrow this season?
I wouldn't say that. Burrow had a nice little stretch of games.
But no calf games, he was
He was injured those games, so I'm not going to count.
500 as a good quarterback.
I'm not counting those games. We're not going to even have that conversation and disrespect Joe Cool. Not going to do that. Okay.
I heard some people say on Twitter. My bad.
Bengals at home, 3.5-point favorites. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take the Cincinnati, the Minnesota Vikings. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take the Vikings on the road. Vikings are shooting. They're fighting for a playoff spot. They didn't play their best football offensively. They are going through a quarterback change.
I was about to say.
Yeah, they're going through a quarterback change with Nick Mullins going to be the starter.
Who?
Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins. He played very well a few games when he was. I think he was with San Francisco during the time where somebody got injured.
What year was this?
It was about 2 years ago. Either way, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm taking the Vikings on the road. They're fighting for a playoff spot. I think they have a little bit more energy. Nick Mullins is the QB. He's formidable. I mean, is he better than Josh Dobbs? I mean, you can't really say, but I'm gonna take the Vikings. I'm going on a whim here. I think deep down I want to take the Bengals, but I think the situation that the Vikings are in, like they really need a win right here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take the Vikings to win this game right here. Close.
The Bengals also need a win, buddy. And for that reason,
I'm taking the Vikings.
I'm going Bengals at home. I don't know that guy who you was just talking about. I'm not trusting him. I didn't trust Browning that much, but he showed up in those 2 games and he went out there and he did something. He showed me something. He got some receivers. The boy ain't scared to throw it downfield. The Bengals defense has been serviceable. They're going through a quarterback change. Justin Jefferson is in the lineup. He's out of the lineup. They got a lot going on offense over there. I don't trust it. I'm
not 1,000% comfortable, but I'm taking. I just feel it.
I'm going with the Bengals on this one. But I will say, because of the Minnesota Vikings defense, I kind of like the Vikings to cover the point spread.
Yeah.
3.5 is a good number for them.
Yeah.
I do like that. But to win, miss me.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate. Oh, yeah, by the way, that game is on Saturday. We're at this point in the season.
Weird.
Where we have NFL taking over the weekend since college is done. So it's weird times, man. So be aware of that when you're trying to place your wagers, if you're trying to do some last-minute bets and all that. You got Saturday games now. So you got Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to deal with. Keep that in mind. So next game on the slate on Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Weird. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Indianapolis Colts.
Mm-hmm.
The Colts are a 2-point favorite in this game at home. What say you?
I'm not betting against Tomlin on this one. Even though I'm not a fan of Mitchell Trubisky, it's his first game as a starting quarterback. It was disgusting. They played the New England Patriots, who was pretty much stout against the run. This Colts defense, I don't think it stops the run here. I think the Pittsburgh Steelers, they run the football very well in this game. You got to deal with thunder and lightning. And what I mean by that, Jalen Warren and Najee Harris, I think they have pretty good games versus the Colts. So I'm taking Pittsburgh, man. I'm taking Pittsburgh on the road. I'm taking Pittsburgh as the underdog. Pittsburgh, they're still fighting for a playoff spot. This is a sneaky good game to watch as well.
Yeah, it is.
Obviously, I think Gardner Minshew is the better quarterback in this matchup.
Yes, he is.
But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers defense does enough. I think their offense does enough to get the win close. So I'm taking Pittsburgh, especially coming off of a loss.
Yeah, it's weird. Slightly short week. Both coming off of losses. Both need this game to stay in playoff contention. Both dealing with backup quarterbacks, kind of. I mean, Minshew's been in there so long. He's legit started at this point. But
go ahead and take your Colts. You like them.
I don't like picking against Tomlin twice though. I don't like Tomlin coming back-to-back losses. That's tough.
Hey man.
That's the part tough. I'm in debate about.
That is tough.
I do like I'm gonna go ahead with the Colts.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead with the Colts.
I need you to go with the Colts so we can wash that Vikings pick that I got. Because I don't like that Vikings pick. Either way.
Yeah, the Vikings are, hey. But Yeah, I'm going to go with them, man. I think Minshew, like you said, is the better quarterback. I still don't know about Trubisky. I expect him to play better than he did against New England for sure. I expect the run game to be better than it was against New England for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the Colts still got fight in them. They still hanging games. They got beat up a little bit a couple of times this season, but most of the time they put up a valid fight, win, lose, or draw. So I expect it to be a close game as it insinuates, but the Pittsburgh Steelers still letting people hang around the game too long for me, man. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And these dog days are here, man. It's time for those late season matchups for some people to rally in some games, as we saw against the Tennessee Titans beating the Dolphins. Who the hell saw that coming? Hey, man. Crazier things have happened in the Colts beating the Steelers this season.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. I'm going to ride with it, man.
Okay.
Next game on the slate, we have the Denver Broncos playing against the Detroit Lions. The Lions are a 5-point favorite in this game at home. They're playing that Saturday night. Waiting all day for Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
This is also an interesting one because the Broncos have been playing so well defensively.
Oh, man, McMillan, he is always getting the football, man.
Yeah.
He's getting fumbles, he's getting picks, he's stripping the ball. The ball is fine in McMillan, dog.
Turnovers.
Number 29, if you don't know, he be turning up.
And Jared Goff been up and down, man. It's been a little bit of a roller coaster. They've been saying, well, he doesn't play well outside.
That's true.
His ass was indoors on Thanksgiving when he blew it against the Packers. So
yeah, that's true too.
So they say it's outside. I do like the Lions. I do like Goff more than I sound like right now. But it's just very interesting. It's a 5-point spread. It's a weird spread. I don't think the Lions are going to cover this spread. I'm leaning towards the Lions winning this game, though.
Mm-hmm.
Lean. I may change my mind on that, but what say you?
I'm not changing my mind. I'm sticking with Detroit to win the game. They coming off of a loss. They need this game. They're not looking very well playing football recently. They need to show the division that they're serious. They need to show the world that they weren't frauds. They've been playing terrible football, especially on the defensive side, for the past few weeks. And that's something that they need to work on. They haven't been getting much pressure. They haven't been getting much sacks, which is putting more pressure on their secondary. And their secondary isn't holding up. So, obviously, against the Chicago Bears, Justin Fields is a bad matchup for them because he's a little mobile. Somewhat similar in this situation with the Denver Broncos and Russ moving around a little bit. I do agree with you. I think it's going to be a close game, closer than a 5-point game. But I think Detroit, they need this game so bad. They're back at home. They're back indoors. They're going to have the crowd behind them. They get this game. They win it. And then we move on to the next. So I'm taking Detroit on this game. It's going to be a good game to watch, too. I'm going to take Detroit.
Okay. I'm not mad at it. I'm going to roll with it for now. I hope he bounces back. Don't let me down, Goff. Don't let me down.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, we have the Atlanta Falcons.
Mm-hmm.
Dirty Birds rising up against the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers are a 3-point home dog in this game.
It's crazy. 3 points?
3 points. The spread is only 3 as well, but
that's wild. 3?
I'm gonna pick the Falcons in this spot because it's the Panthers.
Damn, the Saints had a 5-point spread against them. That's crazy.
I mean, it's not.
Why the Saints had a 5-point favorite and the Falcons only a 3-point favorite?
Because they have Kamara, who's a proven running back. Bijan is showing himself as a
I guess if Atlanta
rookie.
was at home, that'd be a 5-point favorite too.
They probably would at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, so on the road, and Carolina is good on defense. I'm going to give them their credit on defense. That's the one thing I've consistently seen them do all season is be pretty good on defense. But even though the Falcons aren't that great on the road, Carolina isn't that good anywhere. So I'm gonna pick the Falcons in this spot.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I'm taking Atlanta, man. The Carolina Panthers week 15 still haven't showed anything.
1 win.
So 1 win. I'm good on Carolina. I've been saying it for weeks. I'm passing on them. Even if they win out the rest of the season, I will be on the other side of them. I don't think they're better.
I've been saying it for years.
I don't think the team just doesn't have enough talent compared to any of the other teams in the league. So I'm going ahead and take the Atlanta Falcons. Easy dub for the Falcons. Should be, hopefully. It's a division game. Should be. They need it too. They just lost, so they need that dub to try to get that division. So they're gonna be coming out very energized, ready to play. And I think Atlanta. I think they win by more than double digits. So
I'd be surprised if they won by double digits. I love it, but I
barely see it. But I think they should. I
do like them to cover the spread in this one for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the first of the Sunday games. So next game on the slate, we have the Chicago Bears versus the Cleveland Brownies.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns are a 3.5-point favorite in this game. Now, this one is a very interesting matchup. And I'll tell you the number that I like the most in this is probably the under for 38.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to go with the Browns at home. Flacco has been putting together pretty good performances. Once again, don't know where they got him from. You said they drove by the house and seen him blowing leaves in the front yard. Somebody stopped and said, "Hey, you want to play quarterback?"
Allegedly. So sure.
I think they found him in the comments on Twitter. I don't know how they found this guy and figured out that he could still play pretty good at quarterback. But it's working out. So 4th starting quarterback for the Browns this season, no problem. Still winning. And this is a decent spot for them in that defense. If anybody can contain Justin Fields, it's probably that defense. That's probably one of just a few that can probably contain him pretty well. So I'm going to go with those guys, man. They playing good in the secondary. They still got great pass rushing. They getting sacks. They getting turnovers. They doing their thing out there. They got Njoku coming on looking like a Pro Bowler.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man, I like it.
Yeah, I'm taking Cleveland just because of that defense, man. They got Joe Flacco, like you talked about. He's a legitimate quarterback for this team. They got a couple wins with him. So
backups. This is the season for backups.
Yeah, I'm taking the Browns. I think that defense might be a little bit too much for Justin Fields to handle. They're going to be coming at him. That secondary is crazy. Newsome, he's a ball hawk. They got ball hawks out there. Like, these dudes are legit. And I think Justin Fields, he's going to be running for his life. There's going to be a couple sacks in that game. And, I think the Browns win this game for sure.
They didn't even have Denzel Ward out there last week, did they?
I don't think so.
I don't think he was out there against Jacksonville. So, if he's back, that's even
Ward
that's
and
even
Newsome,
better.
like, that secondary is crazy.
Yeah, they out there
ball
getting
hawks, man. Ball hawks.
So, not much for me to say more beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Cleveland. Next game on the slate, we have the Houston Texans versus the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are a 2-point favorite coming off of a big win against the Miami Dolphins on Monday Night Football. Don't know how it happened still, but I don't know if this line is juiced up or if it's just because CJ is out. So what say you about this?
Yeah, I like Tennessee at home. I think that win against Miami gives Tennessee a little bit more juice, tighten up. CJ Stroud, he went up there to New York without Tank Dell. The receiving core, they lost that cohesiveness, man. They banged up in that receiving core, so offensively they weren't able to move the ball. Granted, that was a good Jets defense. I still think the Titans defense is pretty good. They're physical. They can stop the run, slow down the run, I should say. And I think that win against Miami on the road, coming back, that gave them a lot of confidence, gave them a lot of juice. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm taking the Tennessee Titans, man, at home to win this game, man, straight up. I like this game for Tennessee.
Okay. I like the Titans as well. They're saying that Stroud has met the criteria for the concussion, so they're going to take it easy on him, even though they're in the midst of a playoff race. Stroud ain't playing. I don't see enough being produced.
Davis Mills, backup. He played well when he was a starter.
He did. It's been a while since we've seen him, and it has been the season for backups. I've seen about 12 backup quarterbacks this season. So it's been the season for backup quarterbacks. Davis Mills actually fought pretty well last season when we saw him in some games, so I do remember that. But I think Tennessee, Will Levis was fired up. Will Levis going back at home. I seen some positive things. They made DeAndre Hopkins come alive like no other game this season. And that was a pretty good Dolphins
he had one great game against Atlanta this year.
Oh, yeah. It was real questionable about one of them catches where he had about 60. But
he had like 3 tutties.
But he did play a great game that day. So I'm going to take the Titans for that reason.
Yep.
Derrick Henry also had 2 touchdowns yesterday. So
in the red zone, he couldn't do shit outside of it though.
That's what you need, red zone scoring.
Yeah. You get down there, you better punch it in.
And take 7, not 3.
There's no other person on the team that you wouldn't want to punch it in than King Henry.
Exactly. Next game on the slate, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs.
How about those Chiefs? The angry Kansas City Chiefs. Pissed off angry Kansas City Chiefs.
Versus
the Chiefs that feel like they got shafted Kansas City Chiefs.
The Chiefs that got robbed by the Bills?
By the refs. So they say.
Yeah. Versus the very happy New England Patriots coming off of a win with Zappy as quarterback.
Bailey Zappy.
And they got a little bit of additional rest because they played their game on Thursday. So, what say you about this one, brother?
They can be sleeping for months. That's not going to help them. I think the Kansas Chiefs, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, pissed off. Felt like they had a shot. Felt like they won that game. You know, great play by Travis Kelce, creative to kick it back to Kadarius Toney to run it into the end zone on a game-winning potential drive.
Flag.
You know, we all know the situation. KT lined up offsides in the neutral zone. I mean, it just is what it is. It happened.
Rex said,
should have been a bad
toes,
call.
But he don't like them toes.
Was it a bad call? I mean, you're guilty. You know what I mean? Was he speeding? He was speeding. Did he get caught? He got caught. It is what it is. So I'm taking the Kansas City Chiefs. Pissed off Patrick Mahomes. Pissed off Andy Reid. Pissed off Kansas City Chiefs to go ahead and beat the New England Patriots in Foxborough. The Patriots don't have enough offense. I don't care what Bailey Zappi did to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They don't have enough offense.
I think the Chiefs' defense has enough to bring to the table, a little bit more to bring to the table.
But it might be a little closer game than anticipated. I think this line
is a lot of points.
This line, I think it started at like 10. Now it's brought down to 8.5. So I think it's a good matchup for the Kansas City Chiefs to go ahead and win this one for sure.
Yeah, pretty easy for me to take the Chiefs on this one, coming off of what just happened to them. Patrick Mahomes is pissed, all right? I don't think we've ever seen Patrick Mahomes that pissed, ever. Patrick Mahomes is pissed. I don't care if his wide receiver core is trash. He's still going to come out here, and he's going to put something together masterful because he's pissed. I'm not betting against him in that instance. I don't like 8.5 points. It is a lot of points. The Patriots defense, respectfully, is still good.
Against the run.
But the Chiefs offense, surprisingly, is not really predicated off of the run, even though their wide receivers are not that good.
Well, here's the thing. Now, check this out.
But Rasheed Rice and Kelsey can still produce.
Right. Now,
and they use Toney as a flex player.
Well, yeah, but we'll see. Now, here's the thing. Belichick, his main strategy is taking away your best player, right? So he's going to take away Travis Kelce, which is going to force these Chiefs receivers to make plays, right?
I mean, but honestly, Travis Kelce is taking himself away about 3 out of the last 4 games.
But the point I'm trying to make is, here we go in another situation in which the Chiefs receivers are going to have to step up and rise to the occasion. Because the run game isn't going to be there. And Belichick takes away your best option in the passing game. So now you're going to have Kadarius Toney to step up. You're going to have Rasheed Rice to step up. You're going to have Watson step up. You're going to have these guys step up in the passing game. So
I think if the O-line does a solid job blocking, right? If they do a decent job at blocking, for Patrick Mahomes. I think he can create enough for Rashee Rice to get open, for them to come up with some creative ways to use Kadarius Toney, whether it be coming out of the backfield in the slot, doing some creative ways of getting him involved in the offense. And Kelsey is still Kelsey. He's going to make some catches. Regardless of if they try to take it away as much as they want to, he's going to produce something. So I think that Chiefs offense is creative enough to come up with some ways to kind of counterpunch Belichick a little bit. I do expect it to be tougher, which is why I don't like 8.5 in terms of the point spread. However, I do like the Chiefs to win this one for sure. We're talking about the Patriots that also lost by 6 in the game that only had 6 points scored.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the Chiefs defense, to me, has been playing better than the Steelers defense. Overall. Maybe in the past month or so. So, I'll give it to him.
And he played so good against the Packers, I tell you that. They played better.
With the exception of that game.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, we have the New York Football Giants. You got them on your chest.
Yep.
Versus the New Orleans Saints. The Saints are a 5.5 point favorite in this game.
Too many.
Oh, I wasn't going to say what say you, but it sounded like you're saying it.
Yeah, I'm taking my blue, man. Go big blue. I'm taking the Giants, man. The Saints still have, they're questionable, man. They're questionable. Obviously, the Saints need this win, too, because they're trying to get back into that division leader, right? So, all these NFC South teams, they're going to be, especially from the Tampa Bay Bucks to the Saints and the Falcons, they're going to be trying to get these wins.
Yeah.
Now, one thing I can say, whenever you play the New York Giants, the Giants, it's going to be a dogfight. It's not going to be easy as you think it's going to be, especially in the middle tier competition, right?
Yeah.
Middle to lower tier competition.
Yeah.
We play very great defense. We get turnovers, and we're going to rush the passer. We're going to get after your quarterback, right?
Yeah.
And Derek Carr is not a good quarterback. I'm on record. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I was wrong about Derek Carr. He is not a good quarterback. So with the combination of us bringing that pressure and that pass rush, Wink Martindale, he blitzes over 55% of the time. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, Derek Carr, he's going to be making some running out the pocket. I always picture him running out the pocket, trying to stiff arm somebody, throw the ball, and get booed by his fans. So,
get booed.
Get booed by his fans. The Saints don't like him. It is what it is. So I'm taking the Giants to win.
The Saints want Drew Brees, and they're not getting Drew
Upset
Brees.
alert. I'm taking the New York Giants, man. I'm just riding with Tommy DeVito, man. Offensively, we've been playing pretty decent on the offensive side of the football, not turning it over, getting a lot of sacks. Last game against the Packers, we didn't get any sacks, which is good. Offensive line held up, but Tommy DeVito showed his ability to run out of the pocket and create positive plays, not take any sacks, also throw the ball down the field to open receivers. He looked at his reads, made the right decision. And, he just played very good football. In the red zone, we scored touchdowns, which is very important. And I think we got a good team to compete against the New Orleans Saints and make it a very competitive game. So I'm taking the Giants here.
Yeah, for me, I'm gonna roll with the Giants also in this game, simply because they play good defense. The defense has been playing extremely well, especially over the past maybe month and a half. The Saints have red zone scoring issues. They're banged up. It's a quarterback situation. I've seen 3 different quarterbacks rotate around over there. Taysom Hill, he was on a hand and foot injury. They say he might be coming back. He really could have played, but they kind of rested him. And then they end up losing, so I definitely expect him to play this week. However, like you said, they can move the ball for about 80 yards. But when it comes down to the last 20, it gets real sus. And that's going to be a problem against a good defense. And I think they're going to have a hard time stopping Saquon also, just because they banged up. So give me the Giants in that spot. I don't understand why the point spread is so high against the Giants. Next game on the slate, we have another New York football team, but this one is known by the Jets, Jets, coming off of a
huge,
pretty damn big win themselves. Good day for New York football. A good weekend.
Yes, it was.
Versus the Miami Dolphins, coming off of a huge upset loss to the Tennessee Titans.
Tragic. Just
up
tragic.
by 14 points with 2 minutes and 40 seconds left, and you're still
tragic. Just tragic.
But they are 8-point favorite in this game at home. Okay, so in this spot here, although I feel like we should be having two different conversations about these teams based on what was on the slate for them this past weekend, the Dolphins got to bounce back.
They have to.
They are big on not repeating the mistakes they had from last season when they went 8-3 and ended up 8-8. Last season, that's one of these big topics that they talk about in their locker room. Heard them talking about it repeatedly on Hard Knocks. So I think, the whole team over there is pretty pissed about that loss, as they should be. And I think they're going to come out and play better. Zach Wilson looked like a better quarterback. He looked like he was rejuvenated when he came out there and played. But I think the Dolphins' defense, with the exception of Xavier Howard somehow getting picked on by Tennessee
yeah, they did.
on Monday Night Football, I think he comes out and plays better. I think they didn't want to throw towards Jalen Ramsey at all. Chubb was in the backfield. Van Ginkel, he's out there making plays, substituting in for Jalen Phillips. I think it's enough guys on that defense to come out here and make some good plays to cover what the Jets can produce, which is pretty much just Garrett Wilson in the secondary, and sometimes they decide to use Breece Hall, sometimes they don't.
Right.
It's weird. But for that reason, I'm going to take the Dolphins. The only question mark is, how is Tyreek Hill?
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to go on the other side, man. I think I'm going to take the Jets, man. I think I'm going to take the Jets. And here's why.
Down.
Yeah, I'm going to write it down. I think I'm going to take the Jets. And I'm going to take the Jets because here's the main reason. The Dolphins had some injuries to some of their offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And you going up against this Jets defensive line that's elite.
Yeah.
One of the best in the league. You know what I'm saying? Quentin Williams and all these guys, right?
Oh, Tua's going to be on the run.
Oh, and he is not that guy on the run.
No.
You don't want him on the run. Tua is most comfortable, drop back, quick release. The question markers around Tyreek Hill, don't know his status, if he's going to play or not. You know what I'm saying? Going to be watching that throughout the week. If he does, they have a better chance at winning. But this is a Jets defense. The Dolphins got bullied by the Titans. The Jets defense is going to probably do the same thing. They're going to beat them up. They're physical. They're going to get after the quarterback. The defense is the strength of that Jets team. And with Zach Wilson coming back into the fold, playing as confident as he played last week, that's good for them. But on top of that, Breece Hall had 18 touches.
Yeah.
So they put the ball in Breece Hall's hand, passes, screens, whatever, running the ball. He ran the ball for 10 attempts and caught 8 passes, whatever the case may be. So they're getting the ball into their best players. And I think they're starting to understand, okay, get the ball to Garrett Wilson, get the ball to Breece Hall, and that's what we're going to do, and play good defense, and we're going to be able to score some points. So I think this is a good game to watch. I think the Jets win this game, man. I think they win it close. I'm taking the Jets, man. I'm taking the goddamn Jets.
I'll say this. I do like the Jets on that point spread, especially with Tariq.
Hell yeah.
Injured. I do like the Jets on that point spread.
Hell
I don't know about them winning.
I'm taking the Jets, man.
I get it. I rocks with the Jets. It's one of those teams I low-key like. I low-key like the Jets.
I like what I saw.
They're a fighting team. They're a dog team. But I think the Dolphins just need it bad.
Yeah, they do. They need to bounce back.
They need to bounce back bad.
But it's a bad defense to bounce back again.
That is true. That is true. Next game on the slate, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Green Bay Packers.
Mm-hmm.
The Packers are a 3.5-point favorite at home in Lambeau on this one. Bouncing back off a loss, what say you, man?
Yeah, Green Bay, they got
going against that scrappy.
Green Bay
NFC
wasn't looking
South.
too good, man. They playing against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay just got a nice win off of Atlanta on the road. Another road game for Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Tampa wins this game either
cold.
way. I think I think these teams are both kind of evenly matched in a way.
Yeah.
Granted, Green Bay is a lot younger. I think Green Bay cleans up what they was messing up on, throughout the game versus the Giants.
They just couldn't capitalize off of some
Yeah,
of the
they were.
stuff
It was a lot of missed opportunities that they had. I think they cleaned that up a little bit. Pretty much the Giants was giving them the game, and they just was like, no, you take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, no, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. So that's how that game was. I think they cleaned that up a little bit. I think they get the win over Tampa Bay. Both teams are really fighting trying to get a spot in the playoffs, man.
Yeah,
whether, Tampa Bay wants to keep that number one spot in the NFC South, and Green Bay is trying to fight their way through Minnesota, to get a wild card spot. So this is going to be an interesting game to watch, and I'm going to go ahead and take the Green Bay Packers, man.
Yeah, much of what you just said, but I think it's even a little bit simpler for me. They're pretty evenly matched. Green Bay's defense has been playing pretty well for the most part. They created some opportunities, as you alluded to. They created the opportunities for them to win the game, but the offense couldn't necessarily capitalize. So at home, I expect them to play a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
With two evenly matched teams, I'm more leaning towards the home team.
Yeah.
It's going to be cold as shit in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a long way from Tampa, man. I don't think they're going to come up there and be able to play the same way they played in the Dome. When the elements start hitting you and you sit on the sideline for an 8-minute drive.
No way.
And then you try to get back out there running full speed. Okay. So, yeah, give me Green Bay in this spot. I think it's going to be tough in Lambeau for them to win, the Buccaneers to win. So, give me the Green Bay, not the Tampa one.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the slate, we have the San Francisco 49ers versus the Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
The 49ers are 13.5. Yes, that is right. A whopping 13.5-point favorite in this game on the road for the biggest point spread of the week. When it comes to this one, I'm picking the 49ers.
Yeah.
Which is obvious. That's a lot of points, though.
It is a lot in a division game.
In a division game, that's a lot of points. And the Cardinals do have Kyler Murray, James Conner. They do have some players who
coming off of a bye week, too.
And Trey McBride coming off of a bye week.
Yeah.
So I think they got enough weapons to
They feeling good now. And
they came off of a win before a bye week.
Yeah.
Against
Pittsburgh.
the Steelers.
In Pittsburgh. So they feeling good now. They got a little juice now.
Tomlin, pull it together. But yeah, I don't like that point spread at all, but I do like the 49ers just because they have everybody on their team.
Yeah, 49ers, hands down, they're going to win this game.
They got Brock Purdy making $800K, and he looks like MVP.
Yeah,
of the league.
He is. It is what it is, unfortunately. But
it's kind of questionable, but hey.
I'm taking the 49ers, obviously. I do. The 49ers are capable of covering big spreads. They will blow your ass up. They just covered a big spread against the Seahawks. It was 10.
They did.
It was 10. They covered it.
They was higher than that at first. I think they walked down. I think it went down.
Either way, they covered those spreads, double digits. So this is I'm taking the 49ers. I think they do win this game though, for sure.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm on board with that. They covered against the Seahawks, but the Seahawks had some blunders too. And kind of blew that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Seahawks was playing with their backup quarterback. I mean,
yeah.
So I'm not putting too much stock in that. They barely covered. Next game on the slate, we have the Washington Commanders versus the Los Angeles Rams.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams are a 6.5-point favorite in this game. What say you about this one?
Yeah, Washington coming off of a bye week. We haven't seen them in a long time. Last time we seen them, I think they lost.
Probably.
And that's
they lost to the Dolphins.
And that's going to be the same situation here.
Yep.
Rams coming off a tough game, overtime, lost to the Baltimore Ravens on the road. This is the Rams at home. Yeah, they played their asses off against the Ravens. They lost on special teams, right? Yeah. One thing we know about Washington, they don't have a good pass defense. One thing we know about the Rams, they have a good pass offense. So Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, we can name all the players.
More importantly, Kyron Williams.
Yeah, so I think the Rams are going to beat the Commanders easily. I think they win and I think they cover.
Yeah, 6.5. I think they can definitely beat the Commanders by a touchdown, even though they are coming off of a bye week and getting some rest. I get it.
Rams are just a better team.
Rams are just a little bit better than them, and they are playing for a little bit more at this point in the season because they started to fight back and put up some fight to try to get somewhere in the division, potential wild card spot. So, they're going to work. They're going to do something to try to make it happen over there. So, I'm going to go with the Rams in this spot, man. Like I said, all those guys, we won't have to run them down. The guys, man, the bros, the gang.
Yeah.
I think they come out there and they produce enough offense against a Washington Commanders defense that just does not produce enough takeaways.
Nothing. Zilch.
Yeah. Speaking of that, if you haven't watched it, go watch Takeaways.
Yeah.
Next game on the slate, we have the
Game of the Week.
Dallas Cowboys.
Game of the Week.
Versus the Buffalo Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Bills Mafia is 2.5-point favorites coming off of a huge win over the Kansas City Chiefs. They got backed into a corner, and to their credit, they got enough production out of the refs to win. So, I'm going to tell you now, though, I don't think lightning strikes twice in the same place. They're the favorite in this game, and I get it. They're playing better.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Dallas is really, really trying to push to win this division, especially coming off of that big win over the Eagles. And for that reason, I think Micah Parsons, Ron Bland. Oh, yeah, and a big part I almost left out. Bland has the most pick sixes
ever.
Mm-hmm. And he's going against Josh Allen. I don't know the stats on pick sixes or interceptions, but I know that boy is in the mix because he turns the ball over a lot. He turns over the ball a lot, and this is not the team that you want to have a bunch of turnovers against because Dak Prescott is an MVP candidate at this point in the season. So he is capitalizing off of these turnovers if the defense doesn't score off of the turnover themselves. Mm-hmm. So. For that reason, I'm going to take the Cowboys, even though they're an underdog in this game. I'm going to take the Cowboys to win it.
Yeah, Josh Allen, 14 interceptions this season.
14.
That's won a game.
14 by week 14? Okay.
Yeah, so given the situation, right, I can see why they have Buffalo favored in this matchup. Mm-hmm. One, nobody really has much faith in the Dallas Cowboys to beat teams over 500, right? Or beat teams on the road over 500, or to beat good teams. Two, Buffalo, they are desperate for a win. Three, they just beat the Kansas City Chiefs on the road, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to pick Buffalo in this spot. I'm going to go ahead and take Dallas Cowboys. I think the Dallas Cowboys are a better team than the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
With the good point you made. All season. Yeah, with the good point you made, Josh Allen, he's a turnover machine. He'll turn the ball over, and that's his own fault because he's trying to push the ball down the field. He's trying to create plays, and he's trying to he's pressing. Like the word, he's pressing. And you don't want to press against this Dallas Cowboys defense, right? Mm-hmm. You got to be able to run the football. They have been doing a better job at running the football with Cook, but Dallas, this defense is very opportunistic. They take the football away. Yes, I think defense travels. So you're going on the road. Dallas, it's going to be a dogfight. I'll tell you that. There's going to be a dogfight, but
that's
I think
Dallas. Why the point spread is
I think Dallas ends up winning this game, man. I'm taking Dallas. I hate saying it, But I'm objective, and I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm taking Dallas. I'm going to agree with you.
All right. I think the Dallas Cowboys playing against the Buffalo Wolverines at this point. They just backed into a corner and they're wild animals. But
they're just a better team.
They are a better team, and I think they can contain that monster that has been emerging.
Yeah.
I do think it'll be close, though, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Next game on the slate. Waiting all day for Sunday night.
Yep.
We have the Baltimore Ravens versus the
flop
Jacksonville Jaguars. The Ravens are a 3-point favorite in this game against Duval.
Yep.
Interesting. Trevor Lawrence did not look like he was supposed to be out there.
He ran pretty well towards the end.
Moved. Yeah, he was moving better than I thought he would.
Yeah.
Given the injury he had, I kind of felt like he wasn't supposed to be out there. Kind of like what's your boy Bill was saying about him. The Jaguars wouldn't even give him a cart.
Right.
Felt like they was just kind of treating him. This is your star, high profile quarterback here. I think you got to be careful playing him on that injury before you make it way worse than it is.
Right.
And for that reason, I still think the Ravens will do enough to produce to win this game. Primetime football, the Ravens have done pretty well.
Yeah.
This might be a spot for one of those good primetime unders you love so much. The over and under is 43 right now in my book, so
yeah,
that might be something to look out for. But I'm going to take the Ravens in this spot. That run game beats up on people. Josh Allen knows how to get out there quarterback, but one thing Lamar Jackson knows how to do is run.
Get away from pressure.
So you can pressure all you want, but he ain't going to be there by the time you get there.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go ahead and take Baltimore. I think it's going to be a close game as well. It can really go either way, but I just think Baltimore is a better team. They're more physical.
And they got a healthier quarterback.
Defensively, they're a better team. They're going to bring some pressure. They're physical. They're going to stop the run. They're going to cause fits. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Baltimore Ravens. You know, even though I think in my heart I feel like Jacksonville's going to win this game for some reason. I don't know why. Just because of the theatrics of the NFL.
Do you really think Trevor Lawrence is healthy enough to be playing right now?
He played the full game. He ran, he scrambled. I mean, if he plays, if you're healthy enough to do that, then yeah.
When they say he's ready, it's like, I don't believe you.
Well, he showed it. He played a full 4 quarters. He ran. He wasn't looking like Joe Burrow when Joe Burrow wasn't healthy.
That scoreboard looked closer at the end.
I get it. I'm talking about him playing. We're talking about him playing, not talking about the score of the game. We're talking about him playing.
Talking about him getting sacked.
We're talking about the difference between him and playing. When Joe Burrow was not healthy, we all knew it. He stayed in that pocket. He didn't move around. When he got healthy, he moved around, created plays.
Yeah.
If Trevor Lawrence was that banged up, he probably would have been looking just like Joe Burrow looked when his calf was injured, right? So that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
But I think Baltimore win this game.
Okay. Gotcha, champ.
Mm-hmm.
Last game on the slate, we have M&F. Have a good old M&F showdown for you. We have the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Seattle Seahawks. The Eagles are a 3.5-point favorite in this one on the road.
Mm-hmm.
What say you about this one?
This is the game in which you go ahead and load up on the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly. On the road to victory. They're going to bounce back this week against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle Seahawks, Geno Smith or not, I think Philadelphia Eagles, they played better. They on a 2-game losing streak. I think they bounced back this week with a team that isn't as dominant as the 2 teams that they faced.
No.
They recently just faced the top 2 teams that, one of the top teams in the NFC and in the NFL at that point.
Yeah,
so,
the NFL.
So with that being said, I think Philadelphia they get their mind right. They get back in order. The defense plays a little bit better, and I think they run the football and commit to that a little bit more. And then I think they come out with the win here. I don't think Seattle has a shot in winning this game. I don't know why the line is 3.5. But probably because people are selling their Philadelphia Eagles stock because of the last 2 losses, or especially that last loss against Dallas. So I'm gonna take Philly, man.
Last loss, close game against.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Philly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, man, the Eagles, man. I'm gonna stick beside them.
I'm going to stick beside them, cuz.
Been riding with them, I'm going to stick beside them. They got a lot of UGA dogs over there. They got a couple of Alabama Roll Tide characters over there. So, hey, I think they got enough to produce a good game and produce a W against this Seattle Seahawks. The only thing I am looking at, I'm definitely considering some DK Metcalf props in this game because that secondary is going to have a hard time with DK. But I think ultimately the Eagles win the game, especially with Drew Lock as quarterback, not because he played extremely bad or anything. It's just because I just don't think there's enough firepower over there, especially without Kenneth Walker in the run game, to produce for the Seahawks. So unless Lockett and DK put together some type of masterful two-man wide receiver game with the backup quarterback, I don't see it.
Nah.
Give me the Eagles. Point spread is interesting for a Monday Night Football game because it has been crazy.
Yeah.
But I'd still like the Eagles in this spot. 47.5 points. You think that's kind of high on the over and under?
Ain't no telling.
Yeah. But with all that being said, man, we gave you our complete picks in this here thing we like to call the rundown, but we didn't give them the best bets.
Hold that dial. Don't change that dial.
Don't change that dial.
There's a lot of good plays on the board this week, to be honest with you. After going through the picks and looking at it and talking about it, there's a lot of good plays that I like. So I'm going to just go ahead and tell you a few that I really, really like. I like number 1, Tennessee.
Oh. How did you do?
Oh, last week I went 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah,
2-1. Pretty good. I think I won 1 and 2 last week.
Yeah, 2-1 on my picks. My bad.
So guys, let me down.
Yeah, 2-1. Tennessee -2. They playing. Who they playing? Don't matter. -2.
He said, don't
They're
matter.
playing the Houston
They're
Texans.
playing the Texans.
Tennessee -2. I got the Tennessee Titans at home -2 to win and cover against the Houston Texans. Already talked about why. My next play is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. I'm taking the Rams at home to win and cover.
Chargers.
No, I'm taking the Rams at home to win and cover. They're playing the Washington Commanders. The Commanders' defense is terrible against the pass. The Rams are healthy. I think they're all around just a better team than the Commanders. The Commanders are blowing up, self-diffusing right now. And then lastly, I'm going to take the New York Jets +8.
Ooh.
I'm taking the Jets +8.
Ooh.
Taking the Jets +8. I'm taking the Jets +8 against Miami.
Very
Divisional game. Jets defense, banged up offensive line. Not sure what Tyreek Hill's status is going to be. I'm taking the Jets, man. I like what I saw. I'm taking the Jets. It's risky, but fuck it. Let's roll with it. I don't even have that on this sheet right here, but I'm taking the Jets.
Hey, man.
Giants, too.
That's an 8. That's 8 points, though. So that's not a bad pick based on what we saw last week.
So I got Tennessee Titans -2. I got the Los Angeles Rams -7. And I have the New York Jets +8.
Not mad at it, brother. For me, I'm also in agreement with you on that Rams pick. I really like that one a lot. The Washington Commanders have been one of my favorite teams to bet against. I'm picking on them. Their defense, they've made it that way, and it's their fault. The other one I like a lot in this spot, I am going to take. Give me the Ravens over the Jaguars. I think it's a low spread. Like I said, they said Trevor Lawrence is okay. I know they're on the road. But, yeah, whatever. Give me the Ravens. I'm going to take them as one of my favorites here. Last one. Give me the home team, man. Falcons over the Carolina Panthers. Another one of my favorites to bet against. I'm picking on them. Give me the Falcons.
Not bad.
Give me the Falcons. So that is the Rams, the Ravens, and the Falcons. All of those games are a 3-point spread, I believe.
So you taking chalk this week?
What you mean, bro?
Favorites.
Well, I got some dogs. I'm glad you mentioned that because you don't like to put them in the cage.
Nope.
So since
but my dog was barking last week.
Yeah, that dog barked. His dog came with the rest. Mm-hmm. But we have the dog of the week. So last week you went 1 for 1 on your pick. I went 0 for 1 on my pick. Your dog was the Bills.
Yep,
they
Buffalo,
pulled it off.
Buffalo.
My dog was the Colts. They did not pull it off.
Yep.
But it's a new week. It's a new day. It's time for new dogs. So what you got there?
Well, this week I picked the Buffalo. Last week I picked the Buffalo Bills as my underdog. This week I'm going against the Buffalo Bills as an underdog. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys as the underdog, my dog of the week, on the road in Buffalo. I think they're a better team, flat out. I think they have a better defense, and I feel like that they play better offense to this point than the Buffalo Bills. Now, granted, they are on the road. They are going to be playing outside. They are going to be playing on grass. I do understand all of that. Mm-hmm. So things are not in their favor, but I do think overall they have a better football team than the Buffalo Bills. I think their defense plays better. And, Josh Allen just turnover prone, and that's going to be the deciding factor in this game. Can Josh Allen protect the football? If not, then the Dallas Cowboys win. That's just what it is.
I'm with you. I actually like that one a lot. I like it a lot. My dog this week, my dog this week, I'm taking the New York Football Giants.
Woo!
The Saints are a 5.5-point favorite. I don't believe it. Give me the Giants in this spot. I think it's a good spot for them. I think they're going up against everybody on the roster at this point has a Q beside them. So they just out there. They shifting in some guys. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing over there sometimes. They over there questioning whether or not they should use Jamal Williams. They over there questioning whether they should even use this guy as if he wasn't a 1,000-yard rusher when he was in Detroit.
Or led the league in touchdowns.
And then you guys aren't even smart enough to really use him like that in the red zone. I don't get it. But they shift in. They got a quarterback situation over there. Hey, man, it's too much going on for me. Give me Saquon and that New York Football defense, DeVito, at home with his parents. No problem.
Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Gamboli.
So, hey, man.
Tommy Stromboli.
DeVito ain't coming up short no more. So, I'm going to roll with him. And that's that.
Well, you guys heard it here first, man. We went through the rundown, talked about our picks and our predictions for the Week 15 NFL football week. We talked about our best bets of the week, and we also gave you the dogs of the week. So make sure you guys plug those in and comment below on which side you're leaning. What's your best bets of the week? Who's your underdog of the week? So we can probably tell yours and see what we want to do. So we hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, you comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the Week 16 rundown.
Oh, yeah.
Next week.
I'm pretty sure we're going to have a lot to talk about in this Week 15 recap when we get the takeaways. Also, as we always do.
Fuck up the weeks every week.
Week 13, shout out to the Lakers, 16. Too. They get shout them out.
Week 16,
yeah, shout out to the Lakers for that in-season tournament win. That was very entertaining. Looking forward to that next season. I know some people hated it. Didn't really talk about that earlier or in the takeaways, but
Lake Show, man.
Lake Show did good. It was dominant. I liked it. So keep it up, Adam Silver. Like what you got going on though over there in your campaign, buddy. But we'll see you, wonderful people, next time. Show us those slips. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Also, let us know if you want to see some more prop plays because my prop play has been cooking low-key. My prop play has been cooking low-key. So let me know if y'all want me to talk some more props over here at No Hedge.
And y'all know the saying.
Parlays, making money line plays.
Let's hope that all of our bets pay.
Peace.